Hello there. Another busy week. I had the Farmers Union Christmas breakfast at Harrison's restaurant to do a little talk at. That was this Tuesday past. And then Tommy McKeaton, my friend, passed away, and with Tom's funeral to do as well, which was yesterday. Now, when Tommy was around, there was always a bit of banter and keep going. But the pair of boys here were baling, and I don't know if something came off the baler or something came off the JCB, but I happened to be flying the drone over the drone, photographing Barry cutting, and then I saw the two boys away in the distance, and I flew the drone over, and they didn't twig on I was videoing them, but until Willie Steele looks up there and sees it. And then the two boys are discussing what they're going to do or what their reaction is. So I'm just putting together a little story with what clips and things I had on the computer without having to go too far. So this here is the shoreline of Ballyhalbert village. All the stones you see here were placed away off maybe 40 years ago or when I was younger anyway. And there used to be a wall over here. It's called the Battery Wall, a big stone wall like you'll see in the photographs later on. And when the tide hit on that wall, in the winter time, rough tides, the tide went up over the roofs of the houses behind me here, into their gardens, and then in the back door, washed out the front door, and the houses were all flooded. So they put these stones up, which are a bit of an eyesore, but there you are. That's what they're there for. Now, today's little story, I was given a wee clip from the 1930s done on a Cine camera in Ballyhalbert village here. So that's what we're going to look at. In this shot we have the T-junction at Ballyhalbert, and where this bus is going to be turning around here and going up High Street. This is Shore Road. It's a wide space here now, but the first shot you're going to see of this old film from the 1930s, I reckon. There was just a narrow street coming out of here. They have knocked the houses down where that black car is just there now, and where that wee mini's sitting beside the community centre. And you're going to see a horse coming with a cart and a load of sheaves on it, and it's coming out round here and going up this way. The first Cine cameras were introduced in 1923 by Eastman Kodak. They were hand cranked at 2 revolutions per second with 4 minutes of film. So I have slowed this down now, so everything you do decreases the quality, but it's just a lovely little shot seeing a horse and cart coming up Ballyhalbert village in the 30s. And this little church hall here in front of us is known as Bobby's Hall. So he has just come down High Street, and High Street is the road until Kai Wather and Archie's Wa. This is possibly Davy McClements, who sold up the farm and moved on to Ballyspurge. If you're local, you'll know who we're talking about. We're just a little further on up the road now, past the Gospel Hall, and that was Bell's Pub, and that is replaced with new housing Now the gable end of that building there in front of us would be where Bell's pub sign was, although it's all been demolished and rebuilt. It may not just be in the exact same footprint. And notice the old house on the shore on the right hand side, which would be where the Hall car park is, roughly. And all this row of houses are still here. This is us heading back down to where the horse and cart come out at the junction. And here is the modern day look of them now. And that's us going down to the corner where the horse and cart come out. Now this is very jittery, but I'm just going to let it run. There's the moat, and there's the old windmill, which was taken down during the war in case the airplanes hit it. There's the shore road. That's the corner where the horse came out. These old houses are still here, but have been renovated up. Here we are. That's them. And here we have the old primary school, which I went to. Notice the name plaque up on the front. Just over the wall was the schoolmaster's quarters. Now I'm just on my lawn at home today, this morning, at the minute anyway, before I get away to work. And this old slab here, I was going through Ballyhalbert one day away when the old school was still up and they were demolishing it. And this was the, well, a headstone's not the right word, but the capstone for Victoria Primary School. And that's what's in this next photograph. So the demolition team was in, and I saw the stone here lying on top of the pile of rubble. So I run up, I says, boys, can I buy that off you? So they says, no, you take it. So I just got it into the car and brought it home. Victoria Ballyhalbert, 1887. That was the primary school, and you can see how they have gone to do something and made a mistake and have cemented it back in again. But there you are. That's the headstone of the old primary school. Now, Dad-in-law James tells me that this road we're walking on here was further out to sea, but it eroded away before his time as well, and I said he was in his 80-something year. So the road was further out, but has eroded. An aniseed ball. Now, this is a very famous house at the corner here because my brother painted it away many a year ago when he was just at school still. This is where the horse and cart emerged on up to the farmyard up there on the left. Now I know this was very jittery and maybe not letting you have time to view everything, but just hit the pause button on it, you'll see it. See that old car going out at the corner there first. Now in today's church, everything, or chapel, everything's on the overhead and projected onto the wall or onto a screen. But in my young day at Sunday school, in the little gospel hall in Ballyhalbert, this was the chorus book. And it's sheets with all hymns written in big print. And the children would be called up the front to hold on. You'd have two of you, one on each end. And as the favourite chorus or hymn was called out, they flicked the pages over. Now we were brought up in the Presbyterian Church in Glastonbury, but we ended up in the Gospel Hall in Ballyhalbert at that time. So this is lovely. It's the equivalent of the chorus book now. But it doesn't matter whether you go to the chapel or whether you go to the church or what denomination you are. Not the labours of my hands can fulfil thy law's demands. Amazing old hymn. Nothing in my hand I bring, simply to thy cross I cling. A lovely old piece of work. And this probably was all Church of Ireland stuff handed down, you know. a lot of the hymns were written by the Church of Ireland. So there you are, and it's lovely old crinkled faded paper.